When you pulled away, she told herself she didn't care. She thought she had all the power, convinced herself that nothing had changed. But now something feels different. She expected you to chase her like you always did, but instead, you disappeared. And that's when the doubt starts creeping in. That's when she starts overthinking everything. That's when she realizes you were never as attached as she thought. So what happens now? Does she come back? Does she start chasing? The answer depends entirely on what you do next. Most men don't realize the power of their absence. When you were always available, texting, calling, making plans, she never had to wonder about you. She never had to second-guess where she stood. She never even had the chance to miss you. You were predictable, and predictability kills attraction. But the moment you pull away, everything shifts. At first, she barely notices. She assumes you're just busy, distracted, that you'll text her later like you always do. But as the hours pass, then a day, maybe two, silence. And suddenly, something feels off. She checks her phone, expecting a message. Nothing. At first, she brushes it off. Maybe you're out with friends, maybe it's no big deal. But another day passes, and the thought she's been avoiding creeps in. Why hasn't he texted? Did I do something wrong? Is he losing interest? The moment she has to wonder about you, everything changes. It doesn't matter how independent she is, how busy her life seems, or how many people surround her. She notices when you pull away. But she won't admit it. She'll act unbothered, post on social media, keep herself distracted. She'll tell herself she doesn't need you. But inside, she's waiting. She expects you to break first, to check in, to prove you still care, because that's what most men do. Most men can't handle the silence. But if you stay silent, if you hold your ground, the shift deepens. Now, she's not just noticing your absence, she's feeling it. She might try to ignore it, but the doubt keeps growing. And then, out of nowhere, a song reminds her of you. A certain smell brings back a memory. A conversation with a friend makes her think of something you once said. Suddenly, she's remembering moments she didn't think twice about before. And now, she can't stop thinking about you. She won't reach out right away. Pride won't let her. Instead, she watches from a distance. She checks your social media, notices when you're online, pays attention to who you're interacting with. The more she watches, the more she wonders. Who is he talking to? Why does he seem fine? Is he moving on? She might start posting things meant to get your attention. Pictures, song lyrics, something personal yet indirect. And if you ignore it, that's when she starts to panic. Most men break at this point. They get a few days into no contact and convince themselves she's just waiting for them to reach out. So they send a quick, safe message. Hey, how have you been? And just like that, they lose the upper hand. Because now she knows she still has them. But if you stay silent, something shifts. She starts to feel regret. She wonders if she underestimated you, if she made the wrong choice. She realizes you're not like the others. And that's when she starts making moves, liking an old post, replying to your story, finding an excuse to text you. It might seem casual, but it's not. She's testing the waters, trying to see if she still has a hold on you. And here's where most guys mess up. The second she throws them a breadcrumb, they jump. They respond too fast, show too much excitement, and just like that, she wins. Because now she knows she never really lost you. But if you stay detached, if you don't react the way she expects, the game changes. The longer you remain distant, the louder her thoughts get. She replays past conversations, questions her own choices, wonders if she made a mistake. And then the realization hits her. You actually pulled away. At first, she thought you were playing a game, waiting for the right moment to come back. But as time passes, she sees it for what it is. You've actually let go. And now, she doesn't see you as the guy who's always there. She doesn't see you as predictable. She sees you as someone she's losing. And people chase what they feel they're losing. This is the moment most men never get to witness, because they never give her enough time to feel it. Most men panic, chase, try to fix things. But if you resist that urge, something powerful happens. The fear of losing you sets in. At first, she tries to fight it, telling herself you're just being stubborn. Then frustration kicks in. Why isn't he texting me back? But when more time passes with no effort from you, frustration turns into actual fear. Wait, is he really done with me? And fear is a powerful motivator. She starts overcompensating, posting more, going out more, maybe even talking to other guys. Not because she's moved on, but because she wants you to see it. She wants to trigger a reaction, force you to reach out. And if you do, if you text her because she's out with someone else, if you break your silence out of jealousy, she wins. Because now she knows she still controls your emotions. But if you stay detached, if you refuse to engage, that's when things spiral for her. No matter how much she fights it, every woman has a breaking point. At some point, the frustration turns into longing. Because here's the truth. Women don't miss you when you're still there, begging for them. They miss you when you're completely gone. If you've stayed silent long enough, if you've truly disappeared from her world, she will break. Maybe it takes weeks, maybe months, but eventually she gives in. She finds a way to reach out, maybe a simple text. Hey, hope you're doing well. Maybe she accidentally calls you. Maybe she shows up somewhere she knows you'll be. Whatever it is, it won't be random. It's her final attempt to see if she can get you back on her terms. And this is the moment that changes everything. Most men react too soon. They get excited, respond instantly, drop everything to give her attention. And just like that, the power shifts back. Now, she doesn't have to work for you anymore. Now, she knows she can get you back anytime she wants. And suddenly, that excitement, that curiosity, that tension, it's gone. But if you handle it the right way, that's when she truly chases. You don't ignore her completely. You don't play games, but you stay detached. You don't rush to reply. You don't dive into deep conversations. You don't go back to how things used to be. Instead, you set the tone. You let her prove herself to you. Because now the roles have reversed. Now you are the one in control. And that's when you've truly won.